Okay, NWA Powerrr episode 15, Generations Clash. Oh, this show was an hour and 30 minutes, but it had more stuff in it that you would see that is relevant and interesting compared to SmackDown, compared to Raw. I'm being honest here. There was so much in this show. It was a lot. So I'm sure I'm not going to be able to cover everything. And knowing that Hard Times is coming up this Friday, I'm going to do my best to make sure I can see it and review it. Particularly that this show really made me feel really good because there's been a bit going on in the background. I don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but things have happened in the last couple of days, and I needed this show. I didn't review Impact Wrestling because I was going through some stuff. I did review AEW, but if you didn't notice, I wasn't really myself 100%. I feel better, but this show, woo! There's a lot in this show. Hopefully I cover everything and make it sound good. So hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Tasha Steelz versus Thunder Rosa. This was a rematch from Into the Fire. And this was more about building what's going to happen at the pay-per-view Hard Times than it was about the match. Now, mind you, was the match bad? No. Tasha Steelz is good. Tasha Steelz is pretty damn cute. I'm going to be honest here, guys. I'm not going to be sexist and nasty or anything, but the girl needs to do something about her tights. Because as much as I like looking at a woman, seeing that I can actually see her ladies area very apparently, and more see the shape of it, it's nice, but I want her to be recognized as a wrestler and not as a woman who could be seen down there. So I'm kind of hoping that when she reviews this video and she notices that the camera could actually see her lips, no disrespect, ladies, I'm hoping she'll notice. But her ring work, if you're going to be focusing on that, which I am, was good. She's a good wrestler. But since she's new in the company, she's going to lose a lot. So she lost to Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa took her out. And when Marquez asked her, so what do you think about Melina? She said, ask Melina. I don't know nothing. Melina knows what's going on. That really kind of covers about what we're really going to be dealing with. You don't know what Melina's planning. And then when they did the video package on Melina, dealing with Alison Kay, and then showing Alison Kay and Melina just before the match that was later night, you thought that it was going to be Melina versus Alison Kay. And you heard Melina, you know what, I'm going to speak right now, so shut the fuck up and listen. And they couldn't fully bleep it, and I liked it. That was good to see they didn't bleep it 100%. Or either they messed up on the bleep or they did it on purpose. I don't care. It was good. She made it very clear, you ain't wrestling me. You wrestle Thunder Rosa at the pay-per-view for that title. She said, fine, bring it on. But I want you now. And she says, no, you're going to have your friend, well, former friend, and a Marty Bell. Now, here's the thing. Marty, I don't hate Marty. I think she's a nice lady. When she was at National Wrestling League, they used to have shows. They don't show anything on YouTube, at least as far as I remember. I was going to do a review of National Wrestling League, and that was KC. If you guys hadn't seen KC and the National Wrestling League, it was actually really good. But as far as I know, they went under, I think, or they just stopped doing anything on YouTube. And she was an announcer there. No, not an announcer. She was a commentator. But the thing was, she's good in commentating. She's so-so in wrestling. Doesn't mean she's bad. This match was a no DQ. It was very smash mouth. At one point, Marty just whacked Alison in her chest. You heard it just go. That was so loud, almost like a gunshot. It was, I gotta say, the audio was good. I enjoyed hearing her get her boobs hit. No different from a guy getting a pecs hit. When you can hear it, ooh, that hurt. When you can hear the whack, not just as a spectator in the arena, but on TV, that means you're doing it right. That means you got the crowd totally locked in. And that's what we got in this match. In the end, Alison laid her out on a chair because when that moment came, when Marty tried to nail her, could not nail her while they were in the ring, Alison had the chair, about to whack her, and she's begging her, please don't hit me. You can see Alison acting like a baby face and acting kind of naive, but in the end, she puts her face, as you can see in my face, she laid her onto that chair. She flipped her, twist her onto the chair, and she won. Now, was it a great match? Like I said, it was a good match. Does it set up for hard times? Yes, it does. And since we had Thunder Rosa have her match and Alison Kay had her match, it was perfectly fine seeing them in separate matches, which we needed. If they actually do what the WWE... I botch because I can't stand the WWE always putting the people who's going to be in the match on a pay-per-view, in a match before the pay-per-view. What was the point? You already ruined it. Here, we didn't see them, so I'm fine with it. Now, the interview with Isaac and the beautiful, not gorgeous, but beautiful Valentine. May Valentine was okay. Why did they mention, well, they haven't consummated their relationship in the bed due to the fact that Marquez was, well, let me back up. Marquez said simply, now that you've been winning with your girl and you were losing before, and I said, wait, why are you saying I'm losing? Well, you lost a lot of times, and since you got this woman here, you seem to be doing a bit better. And he's saying, what? You're messing with me due to the fact that me and her have not consummated in the bed? I'm going like, what? What? They're in my face. Why? I think it's kind of a small hit towards the WWE what happened with Lashley and Lana. That's just me. Just like a small little thing. Because at least it's more interesting with these two than Lashley and Lana. And mind you, I like Lana. She's beautiful. She was great in the ring as a heater, not as a wrestler. She's just not a wrestler. She needs to be a heater. Not saying she can't wrestle, but you get my point. Let's move on. Oh yeah, I gotta do these now before I forget. The parts that made my ass laugh. You had 3 segments, at least for me. If I'm forgetting something, you guys can tell me below. The first segment was a woman who was saying, well, if you wish to enlighten yourself, you can hypnotize yourself from a VH tape. Where's in my face? What? The enlightenment. I'm not saying the exact thing, but it's supposed to make you better. It's supposed to grow your hair if you're bald. It is enlightenment on VHS. Oh man, that was funny. That was plain ass funny. I'm telling you, I loved it. I honestly did. Then you got Austin. When it comes to Austin Idol, I want him to be at ringside. I want him to be the doctor. I want him to say, you need someone, come to me before you go into the ring. And I will teach you how to get what you need. And I want to see him bring someone to the ring and then smack him in the face. They go into the ring and they win. And he tries to push his ability to make people win. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I need. And then the final thing. It's in my face. The question mark, seminar, and demonstration. What? Oh man, when it comes to Aaron Stevens, he just knows how to set it up. And then it was just so much fun seeing these guys just show how cringe they were. It was so much fun. For me, it was fun. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you thought it was boring. Maybe you thought it was ridiculous. But essentially, I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable to see a segment in the ring and see someone speaking about it outside the ring that goes with a character. Aaron Stevens is a jerk and he's bloated and he just proved it. The question mark is charismatic. He's ridiculous. He's a karate expert. My throat's still messed up. He clearly made that segment work. And as I said before, when the segment's over and they go in the back, he gets congratulated by Corgan, who was out at the end of the show. And he pretty much said, I'm sure, to anyone who's there, dude, I still can't believe I'm getting paid to say karate. In the end, we get a demonstration of Mongolian Karate, or kata. But at the end of it, when they're trying to break a piece of wood, and the question was going to do it, but he didn't. Then Steven says, I'm ready to go into 4th degree. And he was about to get it, and then you see Ricky Starks do his business. It was good. I can say this. I can say this. Seeing they're doing something with Ricky Starks makes perfect sense. It's working. I'm engaged. I'm interested. And it makes them look good. Let's move on. What do we got here? We got Latimer versus Murdoch. This was one of the matches that was for the television title tournament. Very smash mouth. Very rough. Makes sense for both of them. They're very rough wrestlers. In the end, Murdoch does a roll-up and holds the tights. He's in my face if I did catch that shot. Holds the tights of Latimer. And the thing is that Murdoch is not a good guy. He's not trying to play a good guy. And you can see it that he's cheating. No problem. I'm glad to see basically Trevor Murdoch do what he does. He's going to turn heel. Not heel. I just see he's going to turn heel. People are going to despise him, and that's exactly what we want. A heel that people hate. Now, the Pope had his moment with Eddie Kingston. The Pope said, Daddy, the Pope is just here. He's just trying to give people an opportunity. He is not the one who's supposed to make the opportunity work. He's just supposed to be the one who makes the opportunity, Daddy. And then, let me put it like this with Eddie Kingston. He didn't hide nothing. He didn't try to blame the Pope 100%. He said we shouldn't have done the match. Pope tried to push us. He did push us. But we should have won that damn thing. We didn't. This isn't a loss. This is a learning lesson. And then once Marquez asked Eddie, hey, are you going to take the position of homicide in the Gauntlet? He said, no. No, I'm not doing that. It's not going to happen. And the Pope did not look happy. But if you're going to be the way you're going to be, that's how Kingston's going to be. He's not betraying homicide. At least, possibly, not yet. Or, better yet, homicide betraying Eddie. Not yet. But we don't know how far they're going to go with the Pope, Eddie, or homicide. It's a question. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. The Gauntlet Match, which was like an over-the-top rope battle royal, but also adding pinfalls and submission. We got several people that came in. It was okay. You see the third degree national champion run under the ring after he goes into the ring. You can see hand in my face. Connolly did a good job here, but the thing is with Connolly, they really don't want to push him or to do anything. He eventually got pinned. Once Ken Anderson, they actually had the C.W. Anderson, and then they had Ken Anderson in there, and then they had Boom Boom Cabana in there, the Colt Cabana. It was a good match. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't extravagantly incredible, but it did its job. And in the end, once there was only Colt and Ken, you had the Mongolian master of the question mark come in. He was standing at the ring. You got him going into the ring because Stevens blindsides them both. And then you got the Von Grobian spike being done on Stevens, who basically leaned back and forth on the ring rope and then fell his ass to the floor. Really good. In the end, it's Ken and Colt. And Ken, shaking hands with Colt, rolls him up and tricks him. He gets the win, and then he's in the final round of the tournament. Colt wasn't happy, but get this. Colt gets his ass whooped heavily, and then by the time he went to the ring post and was on the floor, Ken was just sprawled on the floor just looking at him. And that's in my face if I got it. that was a good moment. It's better than most heels that I've seen in a long time, and it's a decent story. I'm fine with that. That's the way it should be. Finally, the match of the night. That is Ricky versus Nick for the NWA World Television Championship. Sweet Charlotte. You know, I always forget to say Sweet Charlotte. I'll try to remember from now on. I guess with what's been going on, it's been kind of hard for me to remember things. But was this match great? I'll say this. The match wasn't bad, but it was a slow match due to the fact that Ricky is an older wrestler and he can't jump around and fly around like he normally would if he was younger. He just can't. This was a slow, methodical match. Now, I'm sure if anybody saw this, they probably wouldn't like it. Seeing that it was all straight shot hits, punches, very few kicks. In the end, Aldis won the match. And now they're going to be going on to Hard Times. And I know I didn't say anything about Marty Scurll. But knowing full well they're setting something up with Flip Gordon, which was, and I'll say this, for ROH being represented here is way better than Impact. Because when Impact was dealing with Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, and any other promotion, they really didn't promote the other guy from the other promotion in any video package on the show. You got, what was the guy's name? Dan Murph, or Myth. The guy got his own vid pack. Flip Gordon got his own vid pack, which, well, not vid pack, but more of a promo. But it felt like a vid pack because, you know what? I don't normally see them. I don't normally see the other guy from the other promotion get promoted and respected. And I enjoyed seeing this. I don't know if they're going to win their matches. They probably will not, but it's not the point. At least they were given something for hype. I am very, very invested in this. Now, I'm going to say this. Was this a good show? It was extremely dense, with a lot of stuff trying to build into Hard Times and probably for after Hard Times. Because Marty Scurll will be on NWA Powerrr on 26th, I believe. So he will be there at those tapings. So that'll be good. That just leads into next week. And I gotta say this. I'm very invested in this. Am I invested in Royal Rumble? No. I'm barely invested in Royal Rumble because there's been barely anything for me to really care about. Now, admittedly, and I'm going to say this honestly, I have been going through a lot of anxiety lately. If anybody had noticed, and I'm sure Andre has noticed, that maybe in the last 6 months, my videos have not been very great. Particularly, I've been having problems remembering things. That was due to the fact, sorry for the noise outside, guys, but that was due to the fact of stress and anxiety. And it's been building for a while, and it actually came to a head yesterday, unfortunately, which helped me a bit. But I gotta say this, that at least I feel better than I did in the last several months. I'm invested in this. Now, do I believe this is going to be a great pay-per-view? I don't know. But at least it's going to be a pay-per-view that we can watch and say that was probably going to be good. I'm not going to say it's great, but at least it'll be good and you can at least watch it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.